Shalom. In this week's Sedra Beshalach, leaders face many challenges from their constituents. They constantly kvetch about anything that doesn't go their way. Almost all the leaders' time is taken up by their constituents' problems. While there is always constructive criticism that is appreciated, there are also plenty of complaints that drain time, resources, and energy. These annoying kvetches inhibit progress and growth. In our Sedra, we find the Jewish people kvetching to Moshe. Setting out from Elim, the whole Jewish community came to the wilderness of Sin, the Torah tells us this week, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after the departure from the land of Egypt. In the wilderness, the whole Jewish community complained to Moshe and Aaron. From the wilderness of Sin, the whole Jewish community continued by stages as God would command. They traveled from place to place. They camped at Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink when they got there. The people quarreled with Moshe. "Give us water to drink," they said. And Moshe replied to them, "Why do you quarrel with me? Why do you test God?" The Ramban and Ibn Ezra analyzed these verses and found three types of complaints offered by the Jewish people. The Ramban wrote that when they came to that place and found no water springs there, they immediately quarreled with Moshe. The reason they quarreled with Moshe was that because the complaints were built with resentment, where they complained saying, "What will we do? What will we eat? What will we drink?" But when it says that they quarreled with Moshe, they were disputing them by saying it was Moshe and Aaron's responsibility to bring them water. It's a separate thing. Moshe responded to them, "Why do you quarrel with me and why do you test God? You should pray to God and maybe God will answer you." The Ibn Ezra wrote that there were two groups among the Jewish people. There was a group that didn't have water and they quarreled and rebelled against Moshe. But there was another group that had water they brought from a place called Alush, which is a place that they stopped on the way. But even though they had water, they wanted to test God and see if God would bring them water. The Ramban and Ibn Ezra listed three types of this kvetching. There was complaining about the lack of water, there was quarreling and rebelling against Moshe, and there was the testing of God. I found an interesting teaching in Pirkei Avos that lines up perfectly with these three complaints. Listen as I go through them. Yossi ben Yochanan of Yerushalayim taught in Pirkei Avos, "A man who talks successfully with women brings evil upon himself, neglects the study of Torah, and in the end will go to hell." These are three harsh consequences that describe three different issues with misusing energy and time. When the Jewish people complained about not having water, they kvetched instead of offering constructive criticism or help to solve the problem. This brought evil upon themselves. By rebelling against Moshe, the second type of complaint, they neglected the study of Torah, for Moshe could have been teaching them, and instead they wasted their time. And by testing God, they will in the end go to hell. The lesson for all of us is that we shouldn't kvetch, complain, and rebel or test our leaders. Rather, we should work with them on solving problems that we all face together. Shabbat Shalom.